Tyson Fury, the biggest fraud in boxing history, has decided to fight a 56-year-old journeyman bum, part-time boxer, part-time plumber from Poland in Thailand this weekend, and it's going down tomorrow, I believe. Absolutely crazy scenes. I've broken it down. I broke it down 3 weeks ago. It was the first video on this channel. By the way, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would help out a lot. I've broken it down before, and this fight is a nothing fight. It's an absolute nothing fight. It's a joke of a fight. It's a sham of a fight. And it proves how boxing is a sport full of gatekeeping and cherry-picking opponents, and Tyson Fury is the biggest culprit of this. Maybe of all time. Maybe of all time. We've seen this guy go in there and fight Derek Chisora for a third time unnecessarily. We've seen him duck and avoid Anthony Joshua. We've seen him try and fail to duck and avoid Alexander Usyk and ultimately lose to Usyk. This guy is going around, Tyson Fury I'm talking about, and parading himself as the best heavyweight of all time. He's saying he's better than Ali. He's saying that there's no man alive can beat me in a fist fight. Bro, you lost to Usyk. You ducked Anthony Joshua when he was in his prime. You tried to duck Usyk. And now you're going ahead and you're fighting Makhmudov, who's a nobody, but at least a ranked opponent. And then you're going ahead and fighting not a step up in competition, because let's face it, Makhmudov is a step down, a noticeable step down, a comeback fight. Fair enough, he was out after the Usyk losses. He had a warm-up fight against Makhmudov. I can excuse that. It would never happen in the UFC because the UFC is a real man's sport. But that's another story. He fights Makhmudov, fair enough, a step-up fight after losing to Usyk twice. He comes back. You think the next logical step after Makhmudov, a step-up, warm-up fight, would be a world title bout against a top-level guy. Even a Joe Joyce or a Daniel Dubois or a Joseph Parker. I know he's friends with Joseph Parker. That level of opponent is the type of opponent that you'd be thinking Tyson Fury would go in there against. At this point, old man slurring his words Derek Chisora, who's working as a desk analyst on TalkSport Boxing, would be a bigger step up in competition than Mariusz fucking Wach. The last time I saw Mariusz Wach fight was he fought two midgets in a mixed martial arts fight. Not even a boxing fight. He's fighting one of these gimmick 2-on-1. They're little guys and he's this massive dude and he's fighting them and he's doing like spinning back kicks on them. I mean, bro, it genuinely baffles the mind that this is the bloke that Tyson Fury, the man who's been parading himself as the greatest heavyweight of all time, is going to be fighting this weekend. And it's an absolute joke. It's a sham of a fight, and it proves how boxing is just full of nothing fights, of padded records, and of complete corruption. We only just recently saw the undisputed king of boxing, the undisputed king of heavyweight boxing, Alexander Usyk, lose to a fucking kickboxer and have this fight stopped at the last second of the final round in a fight he was losing. So if that doesn't prove that this sport isn't corrupt, Tyson Fury fighting a 46-year-old nobody in Thailand should do the trick. This is absolutely crazy work from boxing, and it's quite frankly a disgrace. And do you know what's an even bigger disgrace? An even bigger disgrace is the fact that you can't watch this fight anywhere. The only available opportunity to watch this fight is going to be on the fucking reality TV show that Tyson Fury does with his missus on Netflix. Who knows when that's going to air? So we're just going to have to see what happens with this fight. It's an absolute shambles. And Tyson Fury is going to probably fight Anthony Joshua after this. He's probably going to fight Anthony Joshua. Where is the hype? Anthony Joshua is his own other animal. He's fighting fucking a nobody who no one knows who the hell he is. But at least he's young and at least he's in his prime, the guy he's fighting. Tyson Fury fighting a 46-year-old nobody in Thailand, and the fight can't even be streamed anywhere. It's almost as if this is an exhibition bout and not a real fight. Genuinely baffling. I just wanted to break it down and just wanted to give my thoughts on it. What is next for the heavyweight division is what I'll talk about a little bit in this last section of the video. You've got Alexander Usyk, lost to Rico Verhoeven. That was a robbery. Alexander Usyk, he's aging Fair enough. He's fought the best of the best. He's fought the who's who of heavyweight boxing. He's calling out John Jones. That's never going to happen. He's calling out Deontay Wilder. More likely to happen. The carcass of Deontay Wilder versus Alexander Usyk. For a retirement fight, honestly, I don't mind it, considering everything Usyk has been through and everything Usyk has given the sport. He deserves a send-off fight with a legend like Deontay Wilder. And the reason why I'm not shitting on Usyk so much, and listen, I'm hard on Usyk. I'm a big critic of all these guys. I was hard on him when, the Rico Verhoeven fight went down and the drama with that. Obviously, a lot of that wasn't his fault. Fair enough. I'm hard on Usyk, but I'm not giving him such a hard time for the Wilder fight because he's vacated the belts and he's expressively stated that this is going to be his last fight. He wants a retirement fight against either John Jones, the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, or Deontay Wilder, the hardest hitting heavyweight puncher, arguably, of all time. And it's not being marketed as the best versus the best. It's being marketed as a legend, an aging legend versus a former champion, a former massive star, a huge name in the heavyweight division. So it's not as crazy as Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury is going to go ahead and fight this watch bloke for who knows how much money, probably an absolute boatload of money, and then call for a world title fight after it. It's genuinely insane. And Tyson Fury, I think the fans, I think anyone who's a fan of the sport, who's watching the sport consistently, is getting sick of Tyson Fury's bullshit. Tyson Fury is one of the reasons I'm into combat sports. He got me into boxing, which eventually got me into watching the UFC, and is the reason I have this channel even just... I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury. He's the reason I'm into boxing, which is the reason why I'm into UFC and combat sports in general. I thought his comeback against Wilder was inspirational. But since then, he's cherry-picked opponents, he's called himself the greatest and consistently demonstrated that he's not. He's gone ahead and lost to Usyk after saying he would absolutely destroy Usyk. He's then gone ahead and coped hard about those losses and called them robberies. And this is the final straw. He's going ahead and fighting a 46-year-old, no-name, journeyman boxer with no viewers. It's genuinely insane. And if this guy ever comes out in an interview ever again and starts claiming that he's the greatest, that he's the best of all time, that no one can beat him, then I hope everyone, rightfully so, rinses him for it, because he's clearly not. And time again, he has demonstrated why he is not. This is an absolute joke of a fight. It's basically an exhibition fight. I put this on the same level as Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, or Deji versus Floyd Mayweather. This is a YouTube boxing type fight. And the fact that you can't even stream it anywhere is insane. Like, what happens if Fury gets knocked out? Like, what happens if Mariusz Wach catches him? We know Tyson Fury is quite chinny. He's been dropped numerous times over the course of his career. Francis hit him. Francis dropped him. Wilder dropped him multiple times throughout the trilogy. He's aging. He's slower. The defense is not quite as good as it once was. What if Mariusz Wach fucking catches him? This is heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen. It's not lightweights going at it. He could just get caught. He could just absolutely get caught by a big overhand right because he's showboating in there and he's not taking this guy seriously. Side note, have you seen the physique of Tyson Fury? He looks like Mr. Potato Head. Tiny, thin legs and just a massive torso. I mean, who knows if he's taking this fight seriously? Who knows if he's drinking again, doing coke again, eating fucking fish fingers in Morecambe Bay? Who knows? What if he gets dropped? What if he gets knocked out? Who's going to believe it? Who's going to see it? Are we going to see a massive cover-up? We know how boxing is with their stars. If Tyson Fury loses this fight, his career is basically over because he's losing to an absolute no-name who shouldn't even be able to lace the gloves up against him. If he loses this, he's cooked. Boxing's just lost out on one of the biggest fights that can happen between him and AJ. So will we see a cover-up? I do not know what to think about this fight. The only thing I can think of is just annoyance and disappointment in boxing and in matchmaking. Because quite frankly, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua should have happened 5 or 6 years ago. And you know what they say? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. They should capitalize on Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Fury just called him out. AJ's sitting there saying he's the landlord. The fight is there to be built. Both guys are taking fights in the meantime against guys who no one gives a shit about and they're expected to win against. We see this time and time again in boxing. You have two massive stars. They're supposed to fight. They both take warm-up fights. They both take in-between fights. One of them loses it. The hype for the fight just absolutely disappears. We saw that when we were supposed to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Wilder goes out there. He's fighting Zhilei Zhang. He loses to Zhilei Zhang. All of a sudden, we don't get the super fight. Anthony Joshua goes out there. He fights Daniel Dubois. He loses to Daniel Dubois. All of a sudden, we don't get the super fight. You know, it's a thing we see time and time again in boxing, where the best consistently don't fight the best because they're trying to pad their records and they're trying to get warm-up fights in between so they're ready. Just get in there and fucking fight. You know what I mean? Like, you call yourself the baddest men on the planet. These guys are the baddest men in the contract room, trying to see who gets to walk out first, trying to see who gets their name read out by Bruce Buffer first. You know, this is an absolute joke, and Tyson Fury versus Mariusz Wach is just the most recent in this series of events. Boxing, time and time again, makes me want to stop watching. And every single time I get drawn back in. I'm going to be watching Garcia versus Ben. I'm going to try and watch Wach versus Fury. I'm going to try to see if it's on Stream East or Crack Streams or whatever. I'm going to try and watch it. I'm going to watch AJ versus Fury if it ends up happening. I'm going to watch AJ's fight against whoever it is. I'm going to watch Usyk versus Wilder if that happens. I'm a big fan of all these guys. But time and time again, you consistently see all these games being played, all these moving of the goalposts that happens constantly. The press conferences. Half the press conference is the fucking promoters yapping. We want to hear from the fighters. We want to see the fighters. We want to hear from them. We want to see the best fight the best. That's all I ask for. And the reason this gets me so riled up is because we see this in the UFC. In the UFC, the best consistently fight the best. And it's brilliant. But the only issue is they don't get paid enough. They get paid fucking peanuts. They leave with brain damage. It is what it is. It's a sad story. At least in boxing, these guys are getting paid 50 million, 60 million at the top of their game. And so I can feel good about supporting it because I know these guys who are giving their brains, who are giving their bodies to the sport, are getting compensated well. So it makes me want to actually support boxing more than the UFC. But consistently, boxing is just underperforming with the matches they make and with the fights they're coming out with. It's just genuinely disappointing because I want to support this. I want to support this sport. It's a great sport. It's one of the best sports in the world. It's the oldest sport in the world. We've been fighting each other since we came out from the Pandora's box or whatever you want to believe. And boxing needs to live up to the hype because boxing is one of those sports that you can go to a pub and watch. It's one of those sports you can talk to some bloke down the road and he'll know something about it. And if it keeps going like this, that sport, that legendary sport that everyone knows, is going to die. It's going to die out in popularity. Fans are going to get turned off from it, and people are going to stop watching it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Tyson Fury versus Mariusz Wach. I'm predicting Tyson Fury to get it done. I don't know how I'm going to see it. I don't know how anyone's going to view it. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, it's just disappointing to see, quite frankly. It's genuinely disappointing to see Tyson Fury, the best heavyweight of all time, fighting a 46-year-old plumber from Poland. Big whoop. Like and subscribe. Thanks for checking out the video. I'll see you boys next time. Much love.